Like there's nothing left to fight. Living like I'm running out of time. Every move just leave wondering why I can't die. Mirror, mirror, tell me again. If it was me, then I made it over strong. Come on, louder, clearer. Just say that I'm enough. You lie so well. Each step that I go. 無限の夢、未来の知恵。ひらめきを巻き起こせ。無限の夢、未来の知恵。過去も世界も飛び越して。If you retreat now, this life will never change. Just like lyrics you put 1,000 times. Down is by your refrain. And half truths are an alibi for straight up lies. Now feels like I'm singing 6 feet underground. This heart is beating without any sound. There are no second chances for me. Nobody's likely to come back or put in the effort. 'Cause you're not special, none of us are. Even those big stars don't fade into dust. Nothing matters without legend idea. I pop it up on everything I'm gone, so everyone else can be happy. Lifting deep, I realize no one expects me to rise. Born in your selfish eyes, catch and let me go. Break. この世界で生きたく死んじゃっていい Feeling like there's nothing left to fight. Living like I'm running out of time. Every move just leave wondering why I can't die. Mirror, mirror, tell me again. If it was me, then I made it over strong. Come on, louder, clearer. Just say that I'm enough. You lie so well. Each step that I go. 無限の夢、未来の知恵。ひらめきを巻き起こせ。無限の夢、未来の知恵。過去も世界も飛び越して。If you retreat now, this life will never change. Just like lyrics you put 1,000 times. Down is by your refrain. And half truths are an alibi for straight up lies. Now feels like I'm singing 6 feet underground. This heart is beating without any sound. There are no second chances for me. Nobody's likely to come back or put in the effort. 'Cause you're not special, none of us are. Even those big stars don't fade into dust. Nothing matters without legend idea. I pump it up on everything I'm gone, so everyone else can be happy. Lifting deep, I realize no one expects me to rise. Born in your selfish eyes, catch and let me go. Break. この世界で生きたく死んじゃっていい Feeling like there's nothing left to fight. Living like I'm running out of time. Every move just leave wondering why I can't die.
Hello. Dead beats. It's been a moment. Hello, hi, Callie, howdy reefs. Here she goes. Noon. Ricky. Oh yeah, I decided to pull out Ricky, which is bad timing because we're doing a lyric review, but I'm gonna be in front of the lyrics and then Ricky's gonna get in the way. Just not the most well thought out plan, but it is what it is. Hope your break was good, quote unquote break. I cleaned my entire home. And I didn't just clean it, I arranged everything and I put things away and the studio is completely spotless. However, there's one last project and that project is setting up the new PC because we're gonna be playing Baldur's Gate like the day after tomorrow. Actually, not the day after tomorrow. Technically tomorrow night for me. Tomorrow late at night for me. I think EU bros are gonna be pretty happy with the timing because, you know, of course we gotta make it work for Kiara as well. So yeah, I have to do it because I have been playing Baldur's Gate on my own, on my current PC, and like it's good and like it runs fine, but being able to stream and also use my special camera so you can see me like this, etc. It's just it's not gonna work. It's not going to work unless I set up the new PC. So that's my project for this evening. Actually, I think is setting up the brand new beef PC. Oh boy. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I spent. How long did I spend? You know, I'm really glad that I had this time off topic from lyrics and music and whatnot. A little aside, but I spent, I think, 3 hours. I'm not kidding. 3 hours reloading the game because I kept dying to the very first the Goblin King. Right? Rags of whatever his name is, that guy. 3 hours. But you know what? After I did that though, I've been speeding through the game. It's so hard to explain. I feel like in that battle was the tutorial. That battle was me learning about how everything works and all the spells that I have, and how to effectively play the game. Something clicked. Yeah, something just clicked after a while. Just push him down a hole. See, actually, that's what we did. Well, I guess I say we, but it's me and my party. It's just me playing. I was like, all right, team, we're going up to the very top level. And so we climbed the ladder, and then he like followed us up, and I just shoved him off. And he got hit for 43 hit points, and I was like, oh, okay. Swirling daggers, here you go. And then I casted some swirling daggers on him, and he was gone. He was incapacitated. That's cold. That's what I did. That seems like the that's the way. Yeah, after you push him, the team, oh man, they tried to pop off, but they couldn't. He was rough. Who's your favorite party member? Okay, hear me out. And it's not who you think it is. I guarantee you that. No, I do not care a lot for the Ikemen vampire. I really like as a character, I like Will a lot. Because I think that my decisions align a lot more with him. But I think the one that I'm gonna like romance and go after is the angry demon lady. I like Karlak a lot. She's so awesome. As soon as she was like, yes, I was like, oh man, that's the one. That's the one. Who could see that? Apparently she's very popular, so. But anyway, fake spoilers in chat, everybody. Fake spoilers in chat before someone ruins it for me. No, but I really like her a lot. Yeah, and I think that some of the decisions that my character makes will align with making her like me a lot, because I can't help it, guys. I have to be nice. I have to play the heroic character. I'm playing a Tiefling Bard. Yeah, my character's super cool. Cool bright red skin, like really ragged white hair, huge horns. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about I've been playing Baldur's Gate on the side. I'm glad that I did, though, because I don't want to let down my team. We're trying to decide what we're going to play. Any Shadowheart love? I do like Shadowheart a lot. I do. She's not on my party, though, but I like her. I like her as a character. Samesies. I really want to be a shape-shifting druid. I really want to, but Bijou told me that, hold on, where's the message? Let me see the message that Bijou sent me, because I want to explain this. Okay. So this is some information that I got from Bijou. Fun fact for you. If I play Gnome and you play Berserker Barbarian, you can yeet me. Enraged throw. So, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Berserker Barbarian is also, it's not a class that like I gravitate towards typically, but I might be interested in it. I feel like I know more like spells. I think I'm better with the spells stuff, but I don't know, it's really tempting. Bijou really wants to be a gnome. That's cool. I don't know, I really like that idea. I think it'll be very fun. Barbarian's OP. Yeah, I think now that I say recently, it's really not that recently, had Karlike join my team, I'm gonna learn how to play Barbarian properly. Berserker Barbarian. Yeah. Anyway, that's my Baldur's Gate rant. That's it. We'll play. I'm excited. I'm really excited about you guys being able to join in. Thankfully, I do kind of know how the game works. So I think maybe I might host. I think aside from Bijou, I think Bijou played early access. I'm not sure. But I've sunk quite a few hours into it so far, so I might go ahead and host. I wouldn't call myself an expert. Oh, by the way, something I should mention, just so you guys know, we kind of like looked into what people were kind of like saying and talking about us joining up, and we really want to finish the campaign. All the others really want to. I really want to. However, we recognize how difficult that's going to be, so we are going to be playing on easy mode. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but we are going to be playing on easy mode so we can finish the campaign. We really want to finish the campaign. So yeah, easy modo, because we, again, like I said, we're wanting to, the game is long. It's a long game. It's still a super long game, and I think the fun moments are going to come from us interacting with each other and kind of RPing, I guess. And yeah, I mean, the game is hard enough on its own. I've been playing regular personally, but I feel like also I know a lot of people want to give a lot of, good advice on how to play and whatnot, and it is kind of you. But the game is, it's how do I say? It's decently deep. The gameplay. I mean, there's more to it than like I don't know. There's more to it than I'm used to. Good advice equal to hard backseating. There's a lot of depth in there, and I feel like there's a lot of ways that you can play the game. There are a lot of ways that you can approach different situations. So, listen, Callie, my man, my main man, my scythe wielding leader. I always see you playing that scythe-shaped base. My question: do you actually play base? Yes, but not well. Not well. But I do. I owned one for about 5 years. I think I can still play a decent amount. I can play Feel Good Inc. pretty good. Yeah. The last time I played bass was 2 years ago at my dad's place. Yeah. he really helped me out because I was like, yeah, Dad, you know, I can play bass because my dad really likes to do jam sessions with the family, because I don't know, a lot of musicians in the family. So you know, Papa Reaper's like gathering everyone together. He's on the keyboard. We've got, you know, some of my half siblings are like on the guitars and the drums and whatnot. And I'm like, Dad, I want to join. I can play bass. And he's like, all right, cool. So you know, of course my dad just has a bass. Because my dad has turned his entire one room into like a jam room, I guess. It's pretty cool. He's just got a gazillion instruments in there. And so he hands me the bass, and I start trying to play along, and he's like, Mori, it's okay to admit that you suck. And I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I'm not very good. So he helped me out a lot, even though my dad isn't a very experienced bass player. He still like helped me out a bit and was like, all right, you're holding it wrong. This is a lot easier, you know, and here's what you should do if you want to play along with us. And so we figured it out. Papa Reaper's very honest. He's super blunt. These days I feel like I'm becoming more and more like him in personality. It's super weird. It's super weird, especially in sarcasm. Papa Reaper's the most sarcastic being on the entire planet. I cannot even explain to you. I had so much trouble trying to figure out, your dad is Mike. A little funnier than Mike. I'd say maybe a cross between Mike and Saul. I don't know. Papa Reaper, I always had a hard time growing up trying to figure out, like, is what he's saying for real or not? You know? Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about lyrics and music this time, but I guess we're technically talking about music, right? Technically. About the Reaper's musician family. Yeah, which is so crazy because I wasn't interested in music at all growing up. You know? It wasn't that I wasn't interested, I just never thought I could do it. I would like see and hear other people singing and I was like, nah, there's just no way I can do that. Turned out that maybe that's what I should have focused on since the beginning. But I wouldn't change anything about my life and the way that I started off, because then maybe I might not have ended up here. So I would not have changed a thing. And now here you are. Imagine Mori doing music. The tangents are real. They sure are. Hey, we're getting there. I'm slowly drawing a connection to lyrics. Slowly. Ever so slowly. I do have more things to talk about though since I've taken a break. Isn't that wild? You know, you chill for 2 days and suddenly I'm like, oh my gosh, I could talk about so many different things with you guys. All of a sudden I'm full of things I want to talk about. So happy you're here. That makes two of us, 2 million of us, I guess. I don't know. But there will be time for that in the future. I also am planning on doing a super chat reading stream pretty soon here. I don't know if it'll be before we jump into Armored Core, because I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about Armored Core. What day is today? Is today Monday? Today is Monday, which means I can submit the request for, because I know we got the perms, but I think we need, from Soft Games, you gotta always ask. So Armored Core. Yeah. Armored Core 4 Doko. I know some people said that I could just jump into 6, so I'm like, okay. Oh yay. I will probably play it on PS5. I know that I'm getting like a nice beefy PC, but the reasoning is I like to have as little pressure on my computer as possible. So if I can play it on PS5, I will play it on PS5. You know? So anyway. The games are standalone. Okay, that's good to know. And then Biju's also going to play. I think we're just going to run through separately, but maybe after we both complete it, we can PvP. And then we got to finish Final Fantasy. Before I get too deep into Armored Core 6... Armored Core 6? I will be doing nothing but playing Armored Core. It looks really cool. I've been watching videos about it because I'm excited about it, because I keep hearing people talk about it. I know for a long time people have wanted me to play that series. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. With that being said, we've got lyrics to talk about today, not games, even though I want to talk about games. Whee! Whee! Lyrics, you guys. EP. I'm very happy about how things have transpired with the EP. I'm super happy with it. I think this is the first time I've made something that I'm almost 100% happy with. Because if I make something that I'm 100% happy with, I might stop. I don't want that. How do I say? Event successful? Perhaps, but I think, it's more of like, I don't know, this project is, it's weird to talk about because it's kind of, it was written at a time where I felt like I was at my lowest. Not in a streaming perspective. I've been feeling pretty good about streams for a little while. But from a music perspective, I was like really not happy with myself at all. Hey, where'd my chat go? Oh, he disappeared. Hold on. Let me get him back in here. There he is. Hey. I think, yeah, pretty much every song on the EP, I feel like at the very lowest 80% good about, that's rare for me, I think. Usually there's some things that I'm like not happy with, etc. But this time I'm like, I don't know, I kind of sat down and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that was good. That was really good. That was really, really nice. Perhaps not to everybody's taste. That's okay. That's okay. That's rare. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's tough, especially when you're trying to make a record with a lot of songs on it. Just because the more songs you make, of course, the lower chance that you're going to be extremely satisfied with them. And a lot of times, just due to the timeline, I'm not really allowed to go back and mess with things and experiment and try to maybe fix some things that I'm not happy with. It's just a matter of like timeline and whatnot, which was kind of one nice thing, I guess, about, you know, doing things on my own, was that I had my own timeline to work with and I could go back and re-record things as much as possible. But, you know, recently I can't do that. So I need to make sure that when I go into the studio, I'm like ready and I spend as much time there as I need to, retaking things over and over and over again. It depends on the vocal director sometimes. Like, the songs that I would do where, like, say for example, Giga was involved, right? So like, it just depends on the voice director. With Giga-san was not involved in this EP, but just speaking as an example, because I feel like Giga's a really good example of a vocal director that is kind, but I don't want to say strict. How do I say? I'll do like a take where I'm like, yeah, that was good, and Giga will be like, yeah, that was a nice take. Do it again. And I'm like, all right, and then I'll do it, and then Giga will be like, yeah, that was better that time. Do it again. Let's see if we can get something better. It's really cool. And then he'll be like, can you do like more of a cute feeling, or like maybe like start off cute and then get it like more like cool towards the end and whatever. I actually really like that, you know? I prefer when it's that way, because you know that they're not gonna allow you to do a bad take. They will not let it happen. Kind of like makes me breathe a sigh of relief, you know? Yeah, he's kind, but he's got a vision in mind. Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, he's not like, all right, you know, that was dog, do it again, or anything like that. Like, oh, that was bad. At the very, it's not even a mean thing. At the very strictest, maybe I'll try and hit a note that like I'm not hitting perfectly, and I'll do it over and over again. He'll be like, musakashi ne, like, yeah, that's hard to do. And I'm like, oh my god. It's fine. I know that my range still needs work. Yeah, so tough but fair. We will get the right take if Giga is in the booth. You can tell when people like that truly care about bringing out the best of you. Definitely. Definitely. This EP really feels like Mori. I also feel like I returned back to some of my roots, which I want to talk about. There are lyrics that have to do with that. Okay, let's just get into them. We gotta start off with Kyozo no Carousel, and the problem is I don't know the translations off the top of my head, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a little music video here. I'm gonna pull it up so that I can... Here we go, hold on a sec. Alright, I'm gonna pull it up so that we can... Because I know what the lyrics mean. I had to, if, you know, I wanted to write. Although Deoru-san kind of based her lyrics off of mine. I wrote first, and then she kind of came in and gave her feedback on what I had written. However, still good to know what the heck my collab partner is saying. Because there's like a lot of like slang and wordplay in here as well. But basically, so to start off with, I guess, the main theme of the song, I should talk about that. So Kyozo no Carousel, which translates to carousel of imaginary images, or like rather, like a projected image of yourself. The you that everybody sees, I suppose, you know, and I really wanted this to be about the entertainment industry, like what we have experienced. I thought, delusions, I thought it would be interesting from her perspective as like a veteran pop star, and then me as a newcomer, maybe, I don't know, maybe not so much a newcomer anymore, but still I view myself to be, if I was to choose a side, more on the amateur side. I wanted to see how like both of us kind of like what we could say about the industry and what we have like experienced, I guess. And she really liked that idea, you know. I think that recently, like in media, for example, Oshinoko, for example, that's just one example. Or even in the lyrics that a lot of other artists are writing, I think a lot of people are starting to like hone in on virality and how I guess big that has become in our age, in this modern era. Yoshinoko. Yoshi! No Yoshinoko. But you know, popping off and going viral and that kind of stuff, it's like nobody... That was amazing. That's my Yoshi voice. Do it again. Yoshi! It's a little off, but Yoshi! Yoshi! I have to get the right intonation, but that's my... It just comes out sometimes. All you gotta do is not breathe through your nose. Anyway, I was talking about lyrics. That was the Yoshi Fest. That was the Yoshi. I should play a Yoshi game so I can do that more often. But anyway, so with this particular song, yeah, we wanted to kind of, you know, focus on like how that's become this big thing, and you know, the wanting to stay relevant and continue popping off, etc., is like basically what a lot of artists end up feeling they have to do, you know, in order for people to keep acknowledging their existence. I do not want to use TikTok. I don't want to. That's not me sitting here being above everybody who uses TikTok or who enjoys it. But it's just not me. It's just not for me. So I have my people take care of that. However, there's this feeling of like, well, you know, you really should be on TikTok if you want, you know, to gather new fans and like increase your music's reach. That's really the way these days, right? And I'm like, I don't want to though. If that's what I have to do, like if me being on an app I don't enjoy is like what I have to do, I don't wanna. But you know, if you guys wanna do it, go for it. You know, so I'm having my people take care of it. Yeah. So anyway, you're on TikTok, but you are not on TikTok. That is fine. Yeah, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I'm like also I'm not really into short form content as well, if that makes any sense. I don't even really watch a lot of YouTube shorts. It's just again not what I like. I like long form stuff. Here, let's see, what's this music? This one's called Thinking. Yeah, oh, this is nice and chill. Yeah. There's being on TikTok and there's doom scrolling on TikTok for 5 hours a day. Yeah, I don't know, just not for me. But that kind of stuff is like, you know, you feel like it's, I don't know. As an entertainer, it's like you can't ignore that is the place where music pops off these days. And after coming to terms with that, I'm kind of like, I don't care about virality anymore. I think caring about your statistics and analytics and how well you're doing is normal for every entertainer that kind of wants to keep their job and wants to keep going. I think that's very normal. I think caring about virality is a little different. I feel like, especially in terms of some of my older music that I wasn't super proud of, I cared a lot about that because it was like, that was like my validation, I suppose. Okay, other people like this. Well, it must not be that bad. Somebody out there likes it, right? Never go full number, friend. Never 100%. I think a little bit is healthy. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But 100% is a little, yeah, I felt like, I don't know, I kind of needed, I felt like I wanted that validation to see from other people. Oh yeah, you know, I need to see that other people like this, right? But you know, if you really make something that you like a lot, that kind of like stops mattering as much, you know? Anyway, but Mori's got to choose her words talking about this. But, you know, this is, I mean, it's very relevant to this song, I think. You know? It's a carousel. It's a goddamn theme park. The entertainment industry. Little wacky wild rides you want to get off of. So, anyway. Lined up one by one to play the toy soldiers of Vane Corporation. When I was listening to it, I kind of felt like it sounds like incorporation, the way that I say it, but either could work. But corporation can be vain, you know? Sometimes it feels like that's all we artists are, is just, you know, pawns to make money. But I think it's important to not let yourself be a pawn, you know? I think it's important to, you know, take it into your own hands. Corpo, right? It's easy to feel that way. And it's easy to become that if you let yourself. Maybe there's a path where like I kind of allowed that to happen, but with this EP I definitely tried to, you know, push against that idea. And then Shodan nara one-on-one atashira no ii ne de soketsu. Negotiating one-on-one, accept our price, the deal is done. All right, let's go. The subtitles. Hey, what's good? This is some good rhyming in the subtitles. A lot of times that's kind of like how it happens. I think we were really happy to collaborate with each other. At the same time though, sometimes when you do collaborations with people, it does feel like a transaction is being done between like parties, I guess. Yeah. You know, very real, very meta, I guess. You know. Negotiating. I mean, even with a collab, isn't that how it is? Let's negotiate, doing a collab, handshake, done. Cool, see you on the track, you know? I watched a video recently about, don't go on a tangent, Mori. A guy was pretending to be somebody's management, emailing a bunch of rappers asking how much their features were. And I just thought to myself, some people just say yeah without hearing like the other person's music. I can't imagine that. I cannot envision it. I literally cannot envision. I mean, now some artists were like, yeah, cool, you know, if he or she likes the track, yeah, we'll be down. Can we hear it first? And then we'll give you a price? You know, it's a terrible idea. But why? I don't know. My fee would be a 20-piece McNuggy meal. Yeah, me too. If I like your music, I don't want money, I just want nuggets. Yeah. It's interesting. The people just need money. I mean, I guess that is true. But some of the names were like pretty big, so I was like, I don't know, it just kind of shocked me. But I guess that is, you know, that is something that people do. Just didn't really know about it. Are you entertained now? Let the karma... Are you entertained now? Let the karma rain down. I can play Piero if it means I'll be the last clown. Woo! No, but actually I think that is a cheeky little line right there. Basically it means I'll make myself an example. If I like make a fool of myself, and show myself to be this big idiot dummy, maybe people can learn from me. Maybe people that want to go down the same path can avoid doing what I've done. The last clown means you're number one. Mori should scream and growl more. I'm trying to without trying to sound like I'm trying to do it more without sounding like I'm trying to be like Ado, if that makes any sense. Though at the same time, you know, artists that growl and whatnot, they don't own the action of growling. I get that. I understand that. But I just want to feel like, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to copy someone, so. Okay, but I was the first clown. Yeah, I get that. But I love your growls. Just go full metal for an album, please. I've considered it. In You're Not Special, those like, before the last hook, that why I put in the effort, like the scream yells that I did there, those big shouts, in the first mix, for whatever reason, the mixer turned down the volume to be like 5%, and I was like, hey, I said, hey, turn it up. And they're like, all right, they turned it up a little bit. I was like, no, turn it up more. Turn it up. But they're like, oh, it's very scary. I'm like, turn it up more. So I'd kind of push for it, but I don't know. Maybe the lack of made it kind of like a powerful moment. So did I stutter? Turn it up. We'll talk about that song later as well. Living in the twisted diorama that is industry failin', we're in the streets. I like the alliteration. I don't want to say alliteration. The rhyme that pops off there, right? Diorama that is industry failin', we're in the streets. Yeah. Kind of flows nice, I guess. I mean, all I'm reading are truths, facts. Is the rhymelation. The assonation, is that a real word? That line kind of speaks for itself, though. I feel like there is, you know, some very straightforward stuff here. Tobikkiri wa douzo. Tobikkiri wa douzo. Valen, we're in the streets. Have the very best, the supreme, is basically what it means. Tobikkiri, the best. Should give you the best. Or else, you know, we're in the streets, right? Konya mo henshin. Another transformation for all of y'all tonight. Konya mo henshin kimira samazama. Gonna transform again for all of you guys. Check this out. Watch me. Ishoni atashi ni yume mite yo, freaker. Join me and dream with me, freaker. I don't think I can give too much insight into Ryota-san's lyrics just because I feel like she would probably need to talk about them herself. I'm sure that we'll end up talking at some point on stream. But pretend everything's fine, work hard, play harder. Yoso heiki, work hard, play harder. Heiki is like laid back, like chill, you know, it's fine. Pretend that everything's all good. It's like that one meme. Who is it? Was it Katy Perry? You're sitting there and you're pretending that you're fine, but you're not. No, but actually, but for real. And Kimi to Dakara Zenbu, let's dig in. I'm with you. You're sitting there, you're telling yourself that it's fine. I vibe with that. Thanks for the translation. No problem. Mirror, mirror, tell me again if it was fated that I made it or a stroke of luck. Again, also kind of speaks for itself. Personally, I believe. I think I mentioned this before, but you know, before this idea of like sort of a Kill Bill setting where it's me versus Ryota-san, there was this idea of like, you know, touching a mirror and like blending our worlds together. So I kind of had this whole like this keyword in my head, right? Mirror. If I'm having trouble writing lyrics as well, sometimes what I'll do is like I'll take out a sheet of paper and I'll do like a bunch of like, I guess, word thought bubble map thing, etc., and try and like connect words and like look for a word to jump off of. Yeah. Mirror, mirror, louder, clearer. Just say that I'm enough. You lie so well. Looking for validation in the mirror, right? Which is basically like you want to kind of look at yourself and tell yourself that you're doing good, I guess. You know, do you need that validation from the industry? Do you need it from fans, from numbers, etc.? What you ought to do is look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are enough. But then there's this line of you lie so well, lying to yourself, saying that, you know, you're doing good. It's very cynical, you know, like to continue onward, you have to lie to yourself, to tell yourself that you're doing great, to just keep going and keep pushing, right? Holly says, I am boing boing. Yeah. Sometimes we are better off lying to ourselves. But how are you supposed to keep it real, though? Ichigeki de toriko! Which is like with one word, become a prisoner. The toriko is like prisoner, I believe. And ichigeki de, like in like one word, I think. You lie so well. Hook me with one word. Yeah, toriko being like prisoners, like make me a prisoner with one word, I guess. But like it's more like the nuance is more like, you know, hook me with one word. Like all you need to hear is yes, good, nice, good. You know, with just that one word. That one word is so important, isn't it? Right? Yeah. Exactly. Kakkoi. Yeah, like in prison, basically. Captivate, yeah. Yeah, that's a good comparison. And then here's the Mori rap part, right? Hate to be the one to break the fairy tale part. This is so funny because like I'm used to like rapping them / singing them, but here I am I'm just gonna speak to you like I'm doing slam poetry or something. I think it'll sound very natural with the TK song though, because that song had some slam poetry moments. Let me tell you what. Like that song had a lot of portions that were really kind of just spoken words, pretty experimental and different. This is an experimental song. I feel like it was something different compared to the rest of the album. Spoken word genre. Yeah. Hate to be the one to break the fairy tale part, but the cautious optimism isn't what I'd label smart. I actually I have to critique myself on this with the isn't what I'd label smart part. I think that's the way that the words flow off the tongue is not very clear. I tried to be as clear as possible, but in the booth I was like, I probably should have phrased this differently because the way that the words are hitting each other is like, it's not as clear. But that's okay. That's not what we're here to talk about. I guess it's just one like criticism that I'd have for myself here, because Mori's still criticizing herself. That part is a bit unclear. So, but that's fine. That's fine. I think it would be not great if I didn't have little points where I'm like, could have done that better. So yeah, hate to break it apart. Life isn't like, in the words of my dear friend Takanashi Kiara, who came up again just now. It's not a fairy tale. You know, it can still be fun. You know, doing all of this is still very fun. Cautious optimism is still probably a bit risky, if you ask me, because things will get tough. Things will get difficult. So I think cautious optimism is not stupid, but I think I think you need to be cautiously realistic once you get to this part of the industry. You sign to label, what would you label smart? Cautious realism. That doesn't mean be a downer, just tread carefully. You know, drop dead because here's the reason. Here's the reason, and then I go to further explain. Drop dead, nobody cries. Nobody cares. No one cares. In fact, some people celebrate. Stop now and fall behind. If you stop for too long, unless you are a special case or a very, very special person. If you're not putting out things consistently, you fall behind everyone. That is cautious realism. Yeah. Anyway, have expectations low. I think that's for the better, but that's just me personally. Again, all just opinions and my own advice from what I have experienced. That doesn't mean do it. It doesn't mean do it. Expect to be taken advantage of. I would say that would not be out of the question. What is this other track? Oh, this is another nice song. Here, go on, crank it up a little bit. Yeah. So again, this is a very cynical and like, I guess, real song. You know, it doesn't pull any punches, and this is only the beginning of the descent into hell, which is something, all right. And then continuing onward, every idle beauty has got a beast inside her mind. So it's kind of like referring to the classic fairy tale. We connect to the fairy tale of Beauty and the Beast. I kind of like wanted to put in a fairy tale reference in this section to connect back to that. And I really also like using the fact that the word idol and idol sound the same but spelled differently. Like I do that later on in Left 4 Dead Lullaby, right? I like that. I kind of consider it to be often a common wordplay that I do. And also, I think in terms of repetitiveness for that piece of wordplay, I would say that I give it a pass just because there are some artists that like use the same, I guess, like phrase or word over and over again that it sort of becomes like, I guess, a signature of theirs. So for example, like the group Fake Type, the frontman, the front MC, Top Hat Matkyo, says things like life is strange, or like it's about time, or whatever, like over and over and over again. And like you can tell that it's not because the dude forgot, you know. It's not like he forgot that he used it a gazillion times. It's because he did swag. Swag. Yeah. Like Lady Gaga and Monster. Yeah, exactly. Or like TK-sang even says that he uses like the words like perfect and plastic a lot in his own lyrics. It's become sort of like a signature for him because he likes how those words sound. And also, I guess the meaning behind them kind of like links back to what he often talks about in his lyrics and the way that he feels about the world. It's a plastic tactic. It's a plastic tic-tac. Anyway. I was super obsessed with that song back in the day, so figuring out that I was gonna make a song with that guy was like, hooey. Hooey. Yeah. And also the word, yeah, sadistic. Yeah. I think the stick, or like the hard consonants, that dude's really into, right? So yeah, I kind of typically I've been playing around with like idol and idol these days for my own self. Yeah, another dream come true is pretty cool, right? But yeah, every idol beauty's got a beast inside her mind. Hi, Chumoku. Attention. Listen up, right? Clippings of, all right. I really like this part. This part I wrote like it kind of just like flowed. It just flowed when I was writing it down. It just flowed out onto the page. Clippings of a magazine of things you said but didn't mean. It's reading like a ransom letter full of stains you'll never clean. So clippings of a magazine being like, of things you said but didn't mean, is basically referring to taking things out of context, right? So people choosing to clip out specific sentences of what you say, and they put it together like a ransom letter, right? You have to respond to this, you have to atone for this, what was this, etc. So like clippers. Yeah, except in a more traditional sense, I chose to use magazine. But basically that's the gist of it. Of things you said but didn't mean, right? So things that maybe I have said in the past or others have said in the past that are not what we meant, and need more context. But of course, because it's clipped out of a magazine like a freaking ransom letter, you know, it's hard to be like, no, listen, look, listen. This is what I meant. I thought you meant taking strips of ammo out of magazines. Like a gun. I will be honest with you, I did not think about that. No guns, all funds. No guns here. Look, listen. Look, all right, look, listen. But yeah, it's easy to get taken out of context. It's reading like a ransom letter full of stains you'll never clean. So typically when you clip things out of a magazine, and you know, that's how you make a ransom letter, right? And a ransom letter is basically saying do this or else. Like where's the money, or we're gonna off this person, for example. It's scary, you know? Veiled threats over the internet or whatever. I mean, I try not to think too much about it, but it is a very real. It's a reality. Full of stains you'll never clean. Once you get a certain stain on your reputation, it doesn't go away. Even if you don't bring it up anymore, even if you don't mention it, it never truly fades, especially with how the internet is these days. You know, people screenshot and save everything, basically. So no matter what you do, it's just an unfortunate reality. So, yeah, it freaking sucks. Or wash away, koke desu ne, right? Koke desu ne, you guys probably don't know. Or wash away, right? You'll never wash them away. Here, maybe I should highlight this part. But koke desu, it's not koke. It's not koke. You'll never wash them away. Koke desu ne is like it's laughable. Like how hilarious. Like LOL Lamau. Go. Stop. Stop it. Anyway. Or wash away koke desu ne, ikansen sonna mon janai jinsei. That's just what life is like. That's just how life is. Ikansen sonna mon janai jinsei. That's just how life is. And then we get into Deoru-san's part, which is, this next part is long because I just had like a long part, right? So, Seochatta gimu, kokorehen de gibu. Someday I'd really like to do karaoke of Ryoru's part and then have like my karaoke in the background, yeah. Yeah, this part lives in my head rent free, so good. Took on the duties, give up and rest in peace, question mark. Masochism and fakery rule showbiz. So real for some. Masochism jisaku jihen no showbiz. Masochism and fakery rule showbiz. Yeah. You know what I've been watching recently? This is so stupid. I've been watching the Bachelor Japan and The Bachelorette Japan. I know it's fake. I know it is. But God, it's so funny. I know it's not real. But it's so funny. I have like brain rot from it. I think I stayed up until like 5 a.m. watching Bachelorette Japan. And the ending of the first season had me like, are you kidding me? I was like, I stayed up until 5 a.m. for this. It was wild. How is it different from the US? It feels a lot less ridiculous. People are typically kinder, but you do still see they try and like set up a villain and whatnot, like of course, obviously. But it's just a big laugh. You had to know what happened next. Yeah, basically, okay, spoilers for Bachelorette Season 1 Japan, if you guys want to actually watch it, right? I'm putting up this... I can't believe I'm saying that. Spoilers for Bachelorette Japan Season 1. But for both of those dudes to make it all the way to the end there, and then to be friend-zoned, man. Dang. And they're like, oh, this is so dramatic and cool. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Because those shows are not real, a lot of times, you know, they stay together for a week and then break up. I think that this particular Bachelorette didn't want that. She was like, I think that she genuinely cared about those two dudes and was like, all right, I'm not gonna just choose one of them because the show says I have to, and then leave them behind afterward, because I feel like she actually wanted to be friends with them. But you know, she didn't feel that romantic connection, right? Which I think is cool of her, but at the same time, I also was kind of left like, hey, dang it, I really thought we were like leading up to something, but then I went and looked back at the rest of the series. I was like, ah, yeah, she was not interested in any of these dudes like that. She did not feel a spark with any of them, but of course she chose the ones that she felt the most like friend connected to, and then at the end she was like, I'm not gonna choose one of them just to break their heart later. You're such a girly girl, Mori. No, I'm not. No, but I'll punch you. I will, but I don't know, I got invested in it. She wrote her own destiny. Yeah, she did. That was pretty cool. Sick girl boss moment. Anyway, I liked her a lot. They chose somebody super like well-rounded and cute too. But I also, hey, don't get me wrong, I also like The Bachelor Japan. Cause it's a bunch of these cute and cute and interesting ladies fighting against each other. Hey, I'm not the only one that watches this stuff, okay? I've spoken to some producers that have also, they're into watching The Bachelor Japan and Bachelorette. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, sorry, we were talking about lyrics. Masochism and fakery rule showbiz. I know they're fake, but I like to watch anyway, just in the background while I do other work. Anyway, continuing onward, 僕が僕ではなくなってく感覚. Feeling like I'm no longer myself, right? Like you're losing sense of who you are. Because that's showbiz, baby. Like you have to change your image to be a certain way to keep up with the way that things are done. And then, Yajiyuma wa itsumo anzen kara tataku. The haters always complain from a safe space. They would have said that, not me. But yeah. Continuing onward, 責任持って商品棚の上好きです. With responsibility, the goods are on shelf. You love it. I'm blaming you anyway. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's another song. Oh man, Mori wrote another song about the haters. It's not my fucking fault this time. Okay! I went into this project with the thought of keep that shit at a minimum, okay? But at the same time, she's a veteran, okay? These are words coming from a veteran pop star's mouth, all right? Let her cook. Anyway, continuing onward. She influenced. Continuing onward. She's just. Oh, here we go. Keeping it real. As per the usual, 責任持って商品棚の上好きです. With responsibility, the goods are on the shelf. You love it. The goods are on the shelf. What goods? Our goods. The music that we produce. It's on the shelf. 横に流せ戦望嫉妬 no way 興味ね. I love the 興味ね part. I don't care. I love that. I mean, that's what it means. The jealousy and envy is no skin off my back. I don't care, is what Deoru-san says. 興味ね. Kyomine is like very Yankee way of saying kyominai. Like I don't have interest in that. I don't care. Kyomine. Yankees rise up. Jealousy and envious, no skin off my back. I'm sure that she'll probably want to talk about her lyrics as well someday. 取られない舵上がっちゃう勝ち Can't take the wheel, the price goes up. 乗れない誰かの土俵企み The ugly plotting of once off the... I just want to see what this says. The ugly plotting of once off the ride... WTF. That part I can't say that I understand. It might be like a little translation hiccup. What's up? Okay, this is hilarious because this what the that Deoda-san drops here, that WTF was fine. Why? Next thing I know, I'm looking on Spotify, Kyozo no Carousel with an explicit sign next to the title. Oh boy, where was the possibility of just putting an explicit sign next to the songs where I had curses I wanted to put in there? But you know what? Let's go. Well, she's got the clout. She can get away with it. That's true. Hey, you know what? I appreciated that. Literally swears in Japanese. I heard that and I was like, thank God. I looked at the team. I was like, oh, we're gonna record this? They're like, yeah. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Did the work for me. That's what I should do, is I should ask all my collab partners to curse in the song. I'm joking. I think cursing has its place here and there. I think forced cursing is bad, but if I'm on a roll and the lyrics demand it, maybe I want to put a little, you know, a little here and there. Maybe an F word on occasion, right? No. No. They hate this one trick. That's the loophole. Anyway, we get into the hook beyond this, right? SOS watashi wa SOS who am I? Dare hikari ga otosu kage, the shadow born from the light. And then she kind of like goes off of my own hook, because we both wrote hooks and we both individually liked the hooks that we wrote, so we're just like, okay, let's just sing both, you know, let's just have the hooks be different. And I think it sounded cooler that way. Personally, I like that they're different. Luffy does curse though, yeah, but just makes me laugh. It's so edgy. Yeah, both the hooks are really cool. A mirror, mirror, louder, clearer. She kind of plays off what I wrote there, and then I really like this line. I join in for it because I actually do join in on several lines. Like there's the Japanese part that we have here is very long, but it's not just Reoru-san singing. I also join in quite a few. I think we blend pretty well, so it might be a bit hard to tell. But Shinigami datte kami ni notte. The Reaper prays to God as well. That's so cool. That also sounds really good while watching the MV, because we were having this cool battle. So like even being like Shinigami, right, doesn't put me above anyone else at all. I still have to keep up the fight, you know. Yogoto itonandari sogyo. The ideal job performed every night in hell. Ooh, what job? Whether by destiny or a miracle, oh you lie so well, mirror, mirror, honto no atashi where is? Now where is the real me? Is what that means right there. That MV was F-wording awesome. Isn't it cool? I knew you guys were gonna love it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, deadbeats are gonna love this. Hyoranka renkin de otsukare-sama. The credits work together. Follow the leader. 次は、We are slackers on the job of the Reaper. うちらだらだら仕事しない Reaper. Actually, if you go and look, Reoru-san actually has a tweet where she like took a picture of like the mixing, the engineer mixing at the studio that we were doing, and she posted like something saying like uchira dara dara shigoto shinai or something like that. Like she said like we don't do lazy work. That was referring to we were recording on that day. Yeah. Not the mocap, the studio for the song. Yep, that was our recording day. So, kind of a reference there in the lyrics of the song. I only just realized that. That's crazy. Oto ni norikomi, work hard, play harder. So that's like a tie back to the work hard, play harder from above. Vibing with the beats, work hard, play harder. 喜ばせる前頭よ上がっていくフロア which I don't know how I'm gonna that part's really fast. I'm excited to learn how to do it, I guess. Making the big brains happy, the floor gets hyper. Let's go. How many big brains in chat? Raise your hand. So yeah, breaking data, 何度でも私がいればあかん. あかん is like angry no, is it not? I guess it also means other things too. Well, that's あかん, not あかん. あかん is different than あかん, I think. 何度でも私がいればあかん. With me, victory is assured time after time. Medium-sized brain. Hey, that's fine. No problem. 我ら超えてるした上等な魂だけよこしな. Our taste is refined, the only souls we need are nice, and the fine prepare to die. I think that might also be a little translation error. Go kaku go, dig a good job, mic check, and then we go into the rapping bit, right? Mic check. 地獄から新登場 in no idol, arriving from hell, the idol of rhyme. Is that me? Could be both of us. Itosho bitojo, going for gold on a beat that's cold. Ooh. Hirogaru shinkoshi isho no merikomu. The religion spreads, take in more and more. Mirio ga oshigoto. Seduction is our profession. Too true. Feel that. Feel that. And then we get to some Mori lyrics, so I can maybe talk about these. Cameras still follow the irrelevant. You only gotta sell a bit. You only gotta get out of your shell a bit. Gosh, I think this age is like, you can do like nothing, and people are just like watching you and like celebrating you. Your personality, just, or like the way you look. You can take, is that a Bachelor Japan reference? Shut your mouth. Yeah. Was celibate sounding like celibate intended? You mean like, I'm not looking up dictionary.com. I feel like I know what that word means. Abstaining from marriage. Abstaining from marriage. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think about that. The answer is no, but that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. But not as cool because I didn't intend it. Right. So boring. No. Well, I guess, I don't know, there unintentionally works if you think about it that way, but no further comment. You really do only have to like put in a bit of work, I think, to get people to look at you these days, especially with TikTok, for example. And if you ever make it, you better hope that you can take it. If you ever make it, better hope that you can take it with your soul as good as naked. It's a living or a curse to break. If you ever like pop off, if you ever actually make something out of that, get ready for the storm. Get ready to be in front of so many people. Naked soul. Yeah. Yeah. Get ready if you ever make it. If you ever do get to that point, whether you like it or not, you're pretty much out there laid bare for everybody, and you better hope that you can take it. Or else you gotta stop. You gotta leave. Now I can't hear that song without thinking about Virginia. Hey, not my fault. Not my fault here. It's a living or a curse to break. Can you make a job out of it? Or is it something that you want to run away from, get away from, something that you want to stop? You have to choose a path, right? Are you going to make the most out of it, out of virality? Or is it something that has become too much to bear, so you need to get away from it? You have to choose. You have to choose. And then there's the mo yatteru ne, which basically translates to like, whatever, like I don't care anymore. So we both kind of like, in different separate ears, we both say that sentiment in our own language. Yeah, become a wizard. It's just business. It's just business, which you hear so many times. We've got a repeat of the hook. And then we get to, is this paradise or hell? I might be faking I hate it. Might be loving living out of control. You know, for all of us that like go through this kind of stuff, this carousel that is the entertainment industry, there are some of us that are like, that love it, that love the drama. This is not referring to myself, by the way. This is kind of taking a stance of just being somebody in the industry that maybe, I mean, there are so many viral stars that are, you know, maybe pretending like, oh, it's so hard to be famous. Oh, I really hate this, etc. But are actually loving every second of it. And you can figure out who they are pretty easily. Is that I might be faking that I hate it, or I might be faking semicolon I hate it. No, it's I might be faking that I hate it. I might be pretending like, oh, this drama's so annoying. Oh, I hate it. Again, not referring to myself. This is taking the stance of entertainer in the entertainment industry. For example, yeah, people who are just kind of seeking attention and, you know, oh, all publicity is good publicity, etc. So, a lot of times in some of these songs, again, like I said, I can't write every song about myself because I run out of things to write about, number one. Number two, it starts to be really samey. So I kind of try to take the perspective of other people into account, other actors in the scene, and then in some other songs like game characters, anime characters, etc. So sometimes the very industry creates the drama. Oh yeah, and it's a lot of times it's very easy to sniff out immediately. But anyway, yeah. Remember how you wrote about Jinx? Yeah, I was really into really into Jinx at that time. Yeah, as a character. I still think Arcane is really cool. I still really love that song a lot. Makes me feel edgy. I think somebody made an MV with it. I was like, that's cool. That's what I wanted to happen. I watched it. I was like, yeah, it's sick. Thank you for making that. Yeah, somebody made like a fan-made AMV. It was awesome. So, yeah. I did see that. Wait, what song was inspired by Jinx? There's a song called Make 'Em Afraid from Shinigami Note that I wrote based off of the character of Jinx. I also tried to link... I always try to link some of myself to it, but not too much, just because otherwise is it a Mori song, right? So, anywhere. Anywhere. I love that song, my favorite from the EP. Me too, I also really like it. I like the sort of like sea shanty-esque tone. I'm just really into songs like that. I would put that as like an A-tier Mori song. Yeah. Make 'em afraid. Ready to break some rules. In evil you can't believe. If you got the stuff to prove it, make 'em afraid of you. Prelude to Future Island and Pirates. Anyway, let the record spin on like a carousel. Oh my god, it's a mad world. Kind of my final thing to say here is that, you know, let the record spin on like a carousel. Record, music, carousel, crazy ride. Oh my god, it's a mad world. it's a bit more flavor than deep meaning here. And then we've got Leoru's final thing to say here, which is, it's a paradise. I guess maybe this is her answer. It's a paradise. Minna ga mitai. Kyoko o te no mono sendo shio. It's a paradise. The stories you want to see are my forte. Right? Tokui ne. Leoru-san is a great storyteller. Hakanai sono manazashi ubatte nozomu nara ataeyo from now on. If you want me to steal your gaze, ask and ye shall receive from now on. So basically committing to the carousel, the crazy carousel that is the entertainment industry. That is her answer. Yep. I also really like that part of the song. Yep. Anyway. Such a good song, OMG. It is a really, really fun song to write. I'm glad that so many people like it. I really am. Also, I think a lot of folks are listening to it right now. Also on Spotify, I noticed. Thank you very much for streaming it. I also Leoru-san is on the first take, right? About time. That we got 6 cents from Leoru on first take. So I think that also kind of contributed a little bit to people like checking it out, which, you know, makes me happy. But nah, she is crazy talented. That was an amazing first take. So it feels like a direct sequel to Wanted Wasted MV. Well, it's the same MV director, actually. Yep. And it looks like Leoru really liked working with you too. Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, I wanna hang sometime. I need to take her out for gohan sometime, you know, as a thanks. So, then we've got Black Sheep. Oh man, this is exciting because I feel like for the coming up songs, right? I got a lot to say about them. It was her birthday recently, right? She did a live stream. Yeah. Well, I think it said like 9th birthday of Leoru. I wasn't sure if that was of like her music career or her actual birthday. I'm not sure, but recently she did celebrate something, so. And also that Rurouni Kenshin remake ending. Kiss like da 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 da. Love that song. She's 9? Happy 9-year-old Leoru. Nah, she's actually 9. So talented for a 9-year-old. So that's why she's small. Very, very small person. Eatable, throwable, but I don't like to throw real humans, especially not real humans who are like Dai Senpai, very, very, very much veteran, high level. Anyway. Real humans. She's awesome. So Black Sheep, which is my favorite song on the EP. I am the picture of a perfect human every day. Which some people said they like didn't understand what that was because of the heavy distortion and I guess how fast I was saying it in the initial teaser for the EP, which I'm fine with. Keeps it mysterious. But of course, the phrase "I am the picture of a perfect human every day" is kind of like, it's the start line. It's the base start line for the story of somebody who is held to extremely high standards, and so they imprint in their head that they have to be this perfect icon of God, not programmed to make any mistakes. Again, this is another song that has a lot of commentary on the way that things are these days with idolization of people. Whether it be like a singer, a celebrity, etc. Right? So you tell yourself these things so as to manifest them. This is me manifesting, right? If I tell myself this, then maybe I can become this. It's a bit like, I guess, cynical and slightly bitter. But yeah, this song also has like, it has a bit of a storyline to it. I am notorious for staying in my lane because I got what's on the mannequin with no right to complain. This is a lyric that I really have to choose my words carefully here. Not leaving the bubble, right? Staying within the bounds of like your confines. I think you get it, yeah. This is obviously not true for the past, but did kind of become how I am recently. I did kind of change to staying in my lane, so to speak. Yeah, basically. Because I got what's on the mannequin with no right to complain refers to me getting this opportunity, this job that I have, so to speak. You kind of, I mean, I don't know if, I think others have spoken about their personal experiences before, but for example, right, I chose nothing. None of us did, for my particular group, right? We had no say in anything at all. More specifically visually, right? This part's pretty self-explanatory if you've been watching for a while, right? Yeah. So basically taking what's provided on the mannequin, and having already a large group of people watching, all of these things prepared for me right out the gate, so don't complain about it, kind of thing. Can't complain because everything is kind of being given to you on a silver platter, basically. So shut up, kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, animosity is permanent. Some days I can't get up. If I showed a bit of weakness, I don't think it would let up. Yeah, showing weakness it's tough because, in some sense, right? I feel like I'm gonna take a bit of a hands-off approach in how I explain this. I think to generally rally people around you, to have people that defend you and stand in your corner, you gotta show a bit of weakness. You have to show that you're vulnerable. Otherwise, if you put on a strong face the entire time, people don't rally around you because the impression is, oh, she can take care of herself, right? So... yeah. Like an underdog, right? But for example, if you're somebody that, yeah, does not, yeah, so you mean you're more relatable. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I think there's also this feeling of wanting to protect people that show weakness, right? But I feel like if I did stop showing a strong face, I get this feeling somehow that it wouldn't really change anything, at least not with the way that I've built things up until now. So probably better to just not show it. Ricky's blocking some lyrics, yeah, I know. I don't want to put him away though, I missed him. Yeah, so it doesn't work for everybody. I think also you need to generally have a vibe about you that is like, oh, gotta protect. For Mori, I feel like it's not really, I kind of have this vibe of I can handle my own stuff, right? I don't want to put him away. Let me just move this maybe over here. So anyway, continuing onward, animosity is permanent, of course. Is like there's always something. Doesn't just need to be people that I don't know. Could be the working environment, etc. Maybe not feeling very welcome in a working environment and whatnot, you know, that also exists. The numbers crushing me, pinning me down. I will not let you see me frowning. In reality, I'm drowning. Someone save me now. So this bit here is in specific reference to kind of what I touched upon earlier, which is like the feeling of needing to be validated. Especially for me, I felt kind of the need to be validated by like, oh, I hope a bunch of people watch and listen to this, because deep inside I know maybe it's not very great. Number friending. Precisely. Which is not as true these days, but I wanted to be honest about it. I think it's good to be honest. And you also can't always blame the algorithm for everything, you know? I think it's important to remain realistic, but you have to keep pushing, and not blame people, you know? I know, I do have a huge stage. Like I said, I'm very pleased with the way that things are right now. Yeah. And I think positivity is not copium. I think those are the words of Doom posters. And you gotta ignore it. So yeah, typically, however, there was a time where I kind of had this kind of feeling of I need that validation because I don't like what I'm making, etc. And then it's like a very vulnerable section of lyrics, I would say. Probably a place where I open up the most about those kinds of things that people tend to not really talk about, you know? But it's not my intention here to lie and put on a mask, especially not in my music. I'm not gonna sit here on stream and go off about it. But when it comes to music, I don't know, I kinda gotta be real. Josh L says, after watching Oshinoko and Kwangming, I now realize that numbers do hold some real value for entertainers, but overly fixating on the numbers seems like a slippery slope. Yeah, I think that there is a way to be balanced about it. I think if it's a career, it's realistic to care a little bit. But by and large, yeah, fixating on it too much leads to a path of destruction, and you'll want to quit and not do it anymore. Anyway, kono sekai ni mataku imi nai. This world has no meaning at all. Kuruchatai. It's okay to go a little insane. Just kind of losing it. Mental spiral here. Feeling like the pen's run out at last. Living like a moth beneath the glass. I think this is a really interesting bit of lyrics, especially right here in the bridge. So basically feeling like the pen's run out at last is like, I don't have anything to write about. What should I write about? Typical writer's block. At the same time, living like a moth beneath the glass. I kind of envisioned, I had this idea of imagery with like a bunch of like butterflies, right? Under like a glass panel, and they're all very beautiful, and they're put up for displaying, right? Which kind of makes me think about the way that entertainers are these days, propped up on the wall as these beautiful creatures for viewing instead of living things. And I in particular am the moth, one that's not particularly beautiful to look at. A moth beneath the glass in a panel full of butterflies is a lot like a black sheep in a flock of white sheep. I don't know. Black sheep is typically the word that is used to refer to the standout, the one that does not fit. Right? I've always struggled feeling like I don't fit. This song has a lot to do with not feeling like you fit, even though you want to. Being the black sheep, the different one, the one, not in a good way, not different in a good way. The one that stands out against the rest of the pack, not for being quote unquote special, etc. So, but anyway, you'll always fit in with us. I guess if you're cool with liking the black sheep, welcome. Not like the other moths. But again, it's not like not very pretty to look at. Which is again highlighting it's not like special and different, like, oh, she's so quirky and special and different. It's not like that. It's like feeling like a moth beneath the glass, feeling like different in a not good way and not fitting in. So, anyway. Continuing onward. Meanwhile, Watame liked the name because it had sheep in it. Yeah, that made me chuckle. Very cute. Very cute. But the lyrics are, they're intense. Ever just a slave unto my past, I just laugh. It's a bit of a cynical line here. Feeling like, you can't really atone, or, no matter how much you try and like make up for past mistakes and whatnot, nothing will really truly fix what has happened in the past, right? So you live as a slave unto it, and all you can do is just kind of like laugh at yourself. Haha, what an idiot. And then we get to the hook, which is the positive part of the song, right? So all of this, doom and gloom, not referring to Iris's mascots. All this kind of sad outlook on the status of things. And then there's, if you retreat now, this life will never change. So all of these thoughts running through my mind, but this is what like kind of capitalizes the thought, right? Life is never going to be different if you run away. Right? If I run from it, if I stop doing this line of work, this job, if I stop doing music, or if I stop being myself, even, life is just I'm always gonna be dissatisfied. Just like lyrics you've heard 1,000 times, tired, uninspired refrains. It's just the same stuff over and over and over again. If I don't try and fix the way that things are, or at least if I don't continue pushing, because to keep pushing and pushing and pushing is what's important, right? Days on repeat cloud my mind. Am I deranged when I can hear that fractious anthem in my heart again? I swear I'm gonna break the chain. That's a lot. I really kind of felt that way for a while, especially if you listen to Cursed Night. Again, I also mentioned the days are blending together, pretending like I don't notice. A lot of times since I got into this line of work, right, this is the feeling that I've had, you know, days on repeat. Every day is the same. Wake up, stream, try to work on music, go to bed. Fractitious is like, I know I used a friggin' thesaurus for this. Fractitious, from what I remember, the word that I looked up in order to get to the word fractitious, what was it? I think I looked up the word rebellious, right? Fractitious is like quarrelsome, difficult to control. So this rebellious, pushing outward, right? I mean, I feel like I've always kind of been the odd one out. I should just keep going with it, right? And when I like feel that I can do that, I'm gonna break the chain which is like the chain that holds me to things being the same all the time, you know? I think that lyric is pronounced differently. Who cares? It's my brand new word then. It's my brand new brand new word. I made it up. I made it up! Wyvern live again. Brand new word, we ball. Projectiles! But I like how it sounds. We invented another word, and it's definitely not the first time that I've used made-up words in music. So. When I can hear that precious anthem in my heart again, I swear I'm gonna break the chain. We're living in the upside down. This was actually a sort of background lyric that was like repeated over and over again in the demo, and I was like, that's sick. I like it. I feel like I'm living in the upside down. With all the blood rushing to my head, making me go insane. And then, so this bit here can refer to a couple things. I thought about it in terms of like maybe two separate instances. Some call it niche, others call it just unlikable, but this here is an opera where actors are recyclable. So in terms of like, I guess niche, others call it just unlikable, I'm not only referring to my own like music and sound, I'm referring to the grand big hobby that we all share together, which is the enjoyment of the things that we like. For example, VTubers / maybe you like anime, etc. But in this instance, I'm specifically talking about idol industry / VTuber, idol industry, etc. I'm not actually just referring to my own music. Interestingly enough, some people do call it niche, and others do just say that this is impossible to like. But this here is an opera where actors are recyclable. So in terms of like, I think that the visuals and the MV convey it pretty well. It often feels like, you know, we can just be thrown away, tossed away and recycled out with somebody new. And then, oh, hey, new things, right? Get excited about new things. And that's just how the industry is. The song is getting more intense now with the beat as well. It's a pretty, I guess it sounds like it has a bit of desperation to it. God, I love new things. Consume product. Get excited for new product. Precisely. That's just how the industry works, right? I'm breaking parole. Stand out. I won't be controlled. My hand is stronger than ever, and yet I fold. So this is like a bit of a turning point where the song becomes a bit frantic, because what we've got here is like, in the beginning of this little section, I'm like, I feel empowered, right? I'm breaking parole. I'm gonna do what I want. I am the way I am. Stand out. I won't be controlled. Various things could be controlling your boy. But, you know, again, with the whole stand out bit, kind of hits back on the theme of like being the odd one out, right? So yeah, maybe I'm going to stand out. I'm not going to be told to be a certain way to fit in with everybody else, etc. And so like I feel this like strong feeling of resolve. So then why can I not commit to those feelings? Right? My resolution is strong. I know what I want to do. I know how I want to be. But I don't commit to it. For whatever reason, fear, feeling like maybe I should fit in. The government! Which is always the correct answer. It's always the government. Any different is scary. It's frightening to stand out. No time left for a fallen empress. There's no time anymore, especially for somebody who is kind of continuing to work and make things on, I wouldn't even say the tail end, I would say at the end of, I suppose, what was a very large booming period, right? Yeah, running out of time. The void ahead is known as tall and endless. That's not what it is. That's not the lyric. I changed it to the void ahead is ever tall and endless, because the void ahead is known as tall and endless is too... doesn't flow right. Doesn't flow right. So I changed it to ever and it worked better in the booth, but I guess accidentally kept that in the lyrics. So that was a last minute change. So yeah, ever flowed much better, I think. The void ahead is ever tall and endless. So in the event that perhaps you decide to like back off and not go as hard with what you're doing, right? All that awaits ahead is a void of nothingness. It's over. It's the end. Defenseless, expendable, pretend that I'm still dependable. I've got no defenses, obviously. I'm very easy to cycle through and throw away, which sucks. That sucks. Pretend that I'm still dependable. You know, you put on a brave face like, oh yeah, I can still like help people with things. I can still be of use somehow, right? But you feel like you're pretending. Don't say that about yourself. You're a special person. Thanks, that's kind. But the song is just me being real with myself and the way that I feel. So, Mori's tech tips. Let me teach you how to run a very big game on your computer. Just kidding. I don't know. You're not though. You're the toughest in the end for sure. Maybe. Let's see. Then the next line is, told I don't belong near my own friends. There's no end. I think this line is very self-explanatory, and I think a lot of people also kind of get it. So, which is a shame because I love everybody very much, and we're all really good friends. And I think there are people that like don't see it. And it's sad to say, but with the way that things are, there are reasons that I don't show up in certain people's chats anymore. You know, I just don't want to get in the way. It's better to kind of stay in my own lane and with my own people and and the groups of people that are like, I guess, how do I say? Chat popping off. That's just how it's just how it has to be. Is what it is. I'm not trying to start any fires here. I'm just gonna kind of stay. I hope there's good stuff off screen. Oh, there always is. Yeah, that's never the problem. Nah, it's It's never the girls. Just want to make that very clear. It is never the other girls. It's not them. It's not their fault. They're all wonderful. There are still some chats that I appear in. It depends on the chat. It depends on the fan base. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, but you know, it is what it is. Yep. So that's what that line is about. It sucks to be really good friends with everybody and have that be the defining factor of why we don't do work together. But that's just life. That's life, yeah. Continuing onward, nothing's getting better, so I'm thinking of pushing and pulling myself and seeing just how far I bend a break, which is kind of a spiral into, I guess, a frantic mindset, right? Because of that feeling, right? Because like it really doesn't get better, you know? But that's okay. Maybe it's not, but I just keep pushing anyway. But I kind of end up pushing myself to the limits to try and be like enough for everybody. You know? Like maybe if I was more like this, then I could, I don't know, stream with so-and-so more often, etc. Pushing myself to be something that I'm not. But I just can't do that. You know? You can't make everybody happy. So. Yeah. この世界で生きたくない. Now it gets dark. この世界で生きたくない is I don't want to live in this world. The important part is making me happy. I mean, you say that, but I mean, isn't that what we're here to do? Yeah, balance is important, right? That part's just pure pain. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. Hidden the emo lyrics in JP, I see. Precisely. It's my tactic. Are you? Yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't be writing about it if I wasn't. Shinjate. Okay, well, the next lyric is pretty dark. Shinjate, which is like I should just die, which is fucked up. But I mean, it's a very dark song. It's dark. It's a little bit. Jesus. But I mean, I'm content right now. Concern. Die or die retire. See, I think that's a better way to think about it. You know? I do not have those thoughts. I do not have them. However, there are times where I feel like I should let the dream die, right? Let this career die, etc. Sucks. But I don't think I will. I think I will not. Think I will not. Feeling like there's nothing left to write. Living like I'm running out of time. Also pretty self-explanatory. Running out of things to write about. Living very frantically, like I have to keep making music while I'm alive because, you know, someday everything ends. All right, let's get away from the darkness now real quick, Mori. So like I'm running out of time, but it's also not just how short life is. It's how short relevancy is, right? I have to get my thoughts out there before I guess no one's listening anymore. You know? Yeah. So maybe that's one reason why I make so much music. Perhaps. But ever losing sleep wondering why I can't die. So losing sleep, but I'm wondering why I can't. For some reason, I just can't quit. You know? I can't quit. I cannot. I cannot do it. So, man, I love Alexander Hamilton. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Yeah, if you quit now, you'll never make it, so. There's something nagging inside of me saying you really shouldn't stop, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. And then this part is in Japanese, which is, it's basically, this bit is a direct translation of the hook, right? If you run away, then life isn't gonna change, right? 人生は変わらない。何回聞いたことがある, like you've heard a gazillion times. And then this line changes a bit. 歌詞が回ってるand kind of more of like a visual line here, which is like lyrics continue spinning into forever, right? So like sort of like a promise that I will keep creating and writing things onward forever, I think. I really need you now, though life may never change. This bit right here, I think is just a straight up call to everybody who supports me in my life, whether they be family, friends, deadbeats, and anyone who supports me and is down for me, right? Like, I need you. Never underestimate your importance to me, right? Yeah. Though life may never change. So, things may never be the same as they were back at the start. What does that mean? It's, believe it or not, it's not just about numbers. It's just the way that things were in my life back at the start. Right? Things were very like bright-eyed and I felt like I could do anything and everyone was really happy together. Right? Having fun together, making stuff together. We might never go back to that. You know? There will be people that I just can't hang with anymore. Now you're jaded. Maybe. And maybe Mori doesn't ever hit Billboard, right? Maybe Mori doesn't ever like... Really sounds pretty cynical. But no. Here, wait, there's a second part to the hook. Because it's fine. Because I want to scream how I feel until I'm gone, rising above the outrage, right? At the end of the day, all that matters at the end of the day is that I'm screaming how I feel until I'm gone. I want to make music until I die. I want to keep screaming to the world about how I feel even when nobody's listening anymore. Right? Rising above the outrage. Even if people don't like it, I don't care. Because I can scream, I'm going to. Until I am gone. As much as I want. That's it. Sorry I wasn't listening. What did you say? I understand. Doing what you feel, right? Days of defeat, losses always stay in the page. So no matter how good life is, it's always gonna have days that suck. And it will always start to suck. I remember I was watching the famous Ghibli movie, Kiki's Delivery Service. I've already mentioned this on stream before, but at the end, it's like, you know, she says, there are still days where I feel sad and not very good, but I love this town. Right? And I think that's such a realistic way to end it, as not a happily ever after, you know, every single day in her new town was wonderful and she was happy for the rest of her life, right? There's this idea of there's still gonna be sad days. Set yourself up for that. However, that's fine. Cause I'll create an undying anthem in my heart again. Tonight I'm gonna break the chain. It's like I've gotten to that resolution. The fractious part. It has come. And so, or rather, I think that it's more like, if I really think about it, you should just do it yourself, right? Instead of waiting for it to come to you. Which is why you should create a resolution inside of you that never dies. I'm gonna be this way. Even if it's not like everyone else, right? And everyone else is fine. Everyone else is great. Everyone else is amazing and talented and beautiful and incredible. And they're all my Oshi because I'm pushing all of them. But I can't be like them in some ways. You know? Tonight I'm gonna break the chain. And then of course the final line not written here is, again, I am the picture of a perfect human every day, which is me going kind of like it's like kind of cynical. It's like it's got like a smirk at the end or like a laugh at the end in my mind. Anyway, just being sincere. You cynical? Nah, I get it from Papa Reaper. I definitely noticed, yeah, a lot of it is about seeking self-acceptance, which I think I found at the end, so. You were smirking at the end of the MV too. Exactly, which is why I drew that part, right? I was like, I want this to end on like a half smile or something like that. Like it becomes cheeky. It's so crazy because it's exactly the same sentence, but after you've listened to the whole song, it feels like it has a different meaning. You know? Yeah. The sea man ghost wrote this. Yeah, except he meant it unironically. Yeah. It's like a line at the beginning feels completely different, repeated at the end of the song after you've listened to the whole song, which I think is really cool, actually. Yeah. Never come between the sea man and his chicken sandwich. Let's see. All right, I need to kind of be a bit quicker with these, just a little bit. Because I also have to answer some questions. I'm answering some iTunes questions too. Those of you that downloaded the EP and got to send some questions via iTunes, so. Anyway, 6 Feet Under. 6 Feet Under is also... Ooh, this is the part where the album gets, you know, quite a bit darker after Future Island. We're not talking about Future Island because it's literally just about One Piece. It's just about One Piece. There's nothing to talk about, which is fine. I think that's fine. It's a cute, happy song. 6 Miles Under. Whoops, sorry, mistyped the lyrics. Oh well. I was here for Future Island! Dang it, Egghead! It is the One Piece song. I thought Future Island was about haters and Kiara. Ooh, who's gonna tell him? You gotta read a little deeper into verse 2. You'll find the juxtaposition of some of the words that I'm saying actually lead back to mean things that people say about me, and also Kiara is in there as well. He doesn't know! That's pretty rough, buddy. I hope you can figure out the true meaning. I was baited? I knew it. It's alright. We really stick it to him with those lyrics. So 6 Feet Under, 6 Miles Under starts off with, when I'm gone, I hope it takes no thought at all to reminisce that our old photos stuck to rotted wall. This bit here, basically the whole song is about my story in myth, right? It starts off very nostalgic. I wanted it to start off a bit like, it's a bit sharp, right? With when I'm gone. We already start off with a line that's like, whoa, wait, what? When you're gone? It's a bit of like a punch from the beginning, right? I hope it takes no thought at all to reminisce that our old photos stuck to a rotted wall. Though the ages will go on and time will continue turning, I hope that it'll be easy to remember us. You know, picturesque, full of lovely dreams. I never want to let him know how the mighty will fall. This is kind of this is a really downer line right here, right? This is a downer line. Again, it's not really quite the face value. A lot of things have happened behind the scenes that of course we can't tell you guys about, right? But there have been so many like struggles that made things like less the rose-tinted glass view that a lot of us started off with, I think, right? But at the start line, right? Days at the start line, simple, fragile, frail. Somehow the dark room washed out every detail. So this bit's a little complicated. Right, everything at the beginning, simple. It was also very scary. And like, I feel like back at that time I had like no thick skin whatsoever. It was wild. I really had to grow it, right? Additionally, those days feel like treasures, right? Simple, fragile, and frail. This applies to One Piece too, but it does not. However, I do notice that there's some overlap in the plotline of Final Fantasy XVI in some places. If you really want it to be a Final Fantasy XVI song, it can be. I grew skin over my skeleton. Over my skeleton. It's a Final Fantasy XVI. Like what? The castle line? I mean, think about the relationship between Clive and Joshua and their happy memories together. Callie writes a happy song challenge impossible. It's not what I'm here to do. Is a Baldur's Gate. Make an AMV! Anyway, continuing onwards. Somehow the dark room washed out every detail. So like my own like cynicism and like downer mind kind of like makes me not able to perceive the past in the full color that it was, I guess. Somehow the dark room washed out every detail. Sitting there in darkness, unable to remember every detail of like the happier times, right? You kind of get lost in your own sauce. Lost in your own sauce. And tunnel vision and darkness, right? When did our hearts lose pulse and tip the scale? When did things start becoming, I guess, a little sad? Again, we're doom posting all over the place. Who was I back at the start? Who was I? Here's the answer. Young, foolish, idealistic, thinking I could take what was perfect and fix it. Yeah, this line is intense. Because it is very true that I was a bit stubborn and I wanted to kind of just do what I wanted. But I feel like there are like, how do I say? Again, choosing my words. No, was it perfect? Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. It depends on your definition, but I think that the idea here is like being very stubborn and wanting to kind of do everything my own way. I still think that there are some choices that I don't regret, and I'm fine with, but that doesn't count for everything. And I will not be going into detail. Let's not go into detail about that because it's not really the point. Some things don't need to always be your way, you know? No rag rats. But it's not a good idea to come in with the idea that you know everything you're doing when maybe you could do some learning, right? Gotta pick your battles, for real. Sinking even lower, life was good, now it's twisted, deals with the devil that I should have resisted. Again, referring to various, pitfalls and mistakes of the past that I got, maybe tripped up by, etc. with my own self, with my own pride, with my own way of thinking things, I guess. So the whole album, again, is me writing about what I consider to be one of the lower points of my life, which was after releasing my first album. I felt really lost, you know? This doesn't really apply so much to me now, of course, which is why I'm okay with releasing these things, right? I'm okay with releasing them because it's like, it's not that time anymore, you know? And I've made my way through it, obviously. So, yeah. So yeah, sinking even lower. I mean, again, we're going down the layers of hell, aren't we? The layers of my own personal hell. They're not based on any, like, ideology or, like, book or text or poem or anything like that. It's just my own personal. I wanted to not make it so, like, I don't want to say gimmicky, but rather, like, as thematic as Cinderella, because we already did that, having a song based on each thing, right? Based on what? They're not based? No. They're based, alright. The 9 circles of Jigok 6. But it's, yeah, my own, like, personal hell, I would say. So watching, waiting, conscience fading, kind of a bit flavor-y and speaks for itself. Romance speak, like hopes and dreams, are just one, right? So as one human being, you can talk all the time about hopes and dreams and, wow, I hope that things are like this. I have this dream for this thing to be like this. But that's just you as one, right? As one human being. But reality is made by a lot of people and a lot of opinions and thoughts that create what is actually real, right? So I'm outgunned if it's just me. What do my hopes and dreams matter when maybe the hopes and dreams of many others are completely different? Things become jumbled. Things become a mess. And I can't have this idealistic way that I want to be, right? Just a bit of it's a tough reality there. Watching, waiting, myself, hating. It's actually kind of more supposed to be like this, like a myself, hating myself, self-hatred, self-loathing. Never figured why I was surprised to find half-truths are an alibi for straight-up lies. Yeah. So I reasoned with myself. I don't really get it. Why was I surprised to find out that half-truths, they really kind of are just lies, aren't they? Again, I feel like I'm just repeating what the lyrics are because this lyric speaks for itself, I suppose. But I don't really believe in half-truths. I don't believe in them. They are just lies. Therefore, an alibi. Alibi for straight-up lies. By definition, they are half-truths. Now feels like I'm singing 6 feet underground. This is the idea of having died, having messed up so irrevocably that you feel like, I feel like I'm like a dead man walking, right? I'm singing underground still, even though I have already basically title drop. Title drop. It's over. The feeling of it's over. Again, being at the lowest point in your existence and like feeling like you are singing 6 feet underground, which is on 2 levels, right? The idea of being dead but continuing to make music and continue pushing forward, though you are deceased, right? Deceased how? Could be metaphorically, if you would want it to be. Maybe, perhaps. I also like to leave things up to people's interpretation, but I also, of course, have my own interpretation. Also, the idea of singing in a way where like you aren't as heard, right? Singing and feeling like your words aren't getting through to people is one way to look at it, right? Singing so true and honestly, but feeling like you aren't being heard. This heart is beating without any sound. I am still existing and despite everything, not dead, but it's half-assed. It's not like fully there, beating without any sound. There are no second chances for me. Nobody's likely to come back around. Also very self-explanatory, and that's okay. Upon the ashes of what once grew here, I'll plant a seed and depart by nightfall, which is me basically saying, You know, we created a space for everybody who comes after us to be happy and have fun and whatnot. So if I feel like I've kind of like left something nice for the future, you know? And as for planting a seed, I suppose, could be the idea of helping people and also continuing to have a nice space for those that come afterward. Pave the way. Like, Stop reading the funny ones. Hold on. Yeah. You've only helped pave the way for EN VTubers. That's it. Only a little. The title drop for Callie's movie, The Seed. What the fuck? Stop reading the funny ones! Allowing the world to have Fulamoko. Well, if we could create some nice place for them, then it's all good, right? Was I the hero no one believed? Was I the villain after all? I think this really relates to Clive. I really feel Clive in these lyrics. I don't know, he's just there, you know? Oh man, Clive. Was he the hero that no one believed? Was he the villain after all? AMV coming soon! Clive, Cora Clive, my man! My boy! No, but in all seriousness, I also kind of feel like there's this idea of like, was I really, I mean, I don't know, I don't really fancy myself any kind of like hero, right? In any way. So maybe was I the villain after all? Was it really I was at fault? Did I fuck up? Maybe I did quite a bit. Was I the villain? Was I the bad guy the whole time? It's just me questioning myself, not really answering my wounds lyrics. And then it gets more intense, right? Innocent days are in distant hindsight, and the imminent nostalgia it hits and blindsides me, right? Thinking back to those quote-unquote better times, right? What remains couldn't match the dream or explain how it all went so downstream. Dang, I really was so down in this song. The feeling of not living up to expectations, right? Which is, I think, normal. The feeling of things not popping off as much as they used to, right? You know? But in a sense, it's kind of peaceful. I don't know. Let's see. Watching Waiting Conscience Fading. More alone now than ever before, wretched god of a mess on a dusty castle floor. Really feel Clive's angst here. Really feel how everything is so different now and he can never go back to the way that things are. This is just Clive's song. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, okay? Maybe we need to play Final Fantasy again. Continuing, all right. More alone now than ever before. Feelings of being alone. In various ways, right? I think I touched a little bit on some of those feelings in Black Sheep. And like also, I mean, this line doesn't hold a lot of water right now though, because I can't really say that I feel lonely, especially with, you know, Deadbeats are, you know, really amazing. Always showing up to say hello. I really appreciate it. But wretched god of a mess on a dusty castle floor, just how I feel. You know? We built this whole place, but there are still times where I feel like a wretched god of a mess on a dusty castle floor. I have, you know, things that I've made mistakes on and ways that I've, you know, messed up. Yeah. You will be getting no YouTuber apology video from me though. Ever. I think making mistakes is normal though. But can't help but feel sad about them, you know? My god then. Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of people looked up to us as like these these infallible beings, right? you know? I'm not gonna play the ukulele. Nah, I'm gonna play the recorder instead. So yeah, the word God here is not necessarily how I think of myself, but rather how I'm kind of taking the impression that many people put upon us and projecting it onto myself. No kazoo? I'll think about it. Maybe for the chorus. Watching, waiting, myself hating is repeated. Good to be the hate sink. I can take the blame, collect power from the pointless pain. Is a tad bit of copium here. Maybe just a little bit. I do think that because infallible, it's one of them. I think there's a lot that I can handle these days. I've grown much stronger in the past several years, and as I think the person who can take it the most, perhaps it is better. The second one's a word. Okay, well, I think it is better that if people have problems, they leverage them at me because I can handle it. See, told you you're tough. Maybe. Holy. Oh well. I think, yeah, if anyone, it probably should be me. It's still not a healthy way to roll with it. Whatever. I don't feel any certain way about it anymore. So yeah, I'll just tank it. It is what it is. And then collect power from the pointless pain. Just use it as motivation to keep trying to be good. I don't know. I don't know if that's healthy, dog. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger in a sense. Is that why myth bullies you? Could be. Ladies. Bullet sponge. Just be a bullet sponge. But anyway, we continue on in the song. People want to see the beauty where there is none in a world that doesn't compensate anyone. Is me kind of like looking at the overly optimistic, I guess. People are always trying to force meaning into things. Like somebody talking about lyrics and going into a lyric dive, trying to put meaning where there is none, which is not what I'm doing, by the way. If there's nothing really intense in a line, I'll just quickly skip it, or like mention something quick and then move onward. But I feel like there are a lot of times people trying to force beauty into something where there really isn't anything. Like Final Fantasy. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. In a world that doesn't compensate anyone, I think is also pretty standard. Afraid of ugliness, they back away and run. Look at me directly, we're not done. Why are people so afraid of ugliness? Cause it's ugly. Ooh, I don't like looking at ugly things. But isn't that just a bit too idealistic? I don't know. They back away and run. So when you see that maybe there is no beauty in this thing you're trying to force beauty into. Don't diss Clive's theme song. Oh god. I'm hideous. You call him Pinhead. So look at me directly. So as if to say, like, that I am this, like, beastly ugly thing, right? Afraid of ugliness, they back away and run. Don't do that. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me kind of deal, right? As if to imply ugliness. But I think like this I'm pretty cute. Maybe. I don't know. Make him look. Sometimes to do what's right, you've got to fight tooth and nail to break rules and chase the light. It's something I relate to a lot, having spent a lot of time here. Man, breaking rules and chasing what is right and correct. And sometimes I worry that behind the scenes, I really try to be as polite as possible, but sometimes I really put up quite the fight. Might not like me very much, but I just want all of the girls and our dreams to, you know, be possible, protected. Sometimes I have to speak up, and if I'm the one that can speak up, I will speak up. because I'm the one that says things. It sucks. Nobody wants to be the one that says the tough, mean thing, right? To the people in charge. But I'm the tank, so I will say it out loud. I listen to a lot of things that other people say and think, and I project them because I can do it. Only ever been bonked once. Only once in my entire career. I can't stop the noise. I can't sleep tonight. Would you catch me here? Need a sign. Why is there a question mark there? The question mark is supposed to come after would you catch me here. Not her, here, right? I can't stop the noise. I can't sleep tonight. So again, it's feelings of confliction, even amidst this kind of resolution, I guess. There is still some conflict inside of myself. Watching, waiting, conscience fading, myself hating, isolating. Also speaks for itself. Okay, now there is Japanese. Now there is Japanese, so give me but a moment. You're gonna have to speed through some of this stuff. Hold on a sec. 6 feet under. Shade. My ideals are a flower that is withering away. I'm just reading what it says. The taste of nectar dried and decayed. The utopia of days gone by was just an ideal that I couldn't reach. Also very self-explanatory. It's basically the same exact themes that I've been putting into the rest of the song, of longing for the past, and that feeling like maybe not living up to expectations. How far can I go is what I ask next. Torn apart, a bits and pieces hero. What is this? Sinking into a spotlight so dark and dim. I rise up again and again. I feel like this part exists because I told TK about like the theme of Jigok 6, like falling down into nothingness, into the void, into the bottom of Jigok, right? But then rising again at the end. So there's a lot of like that in there, right? Nostalgia, longing for the past, etc. Yeah. Like a phoenix. Like, all right, now you are forcing Kiara mention out of me. Hold up. I didn't have to read that though. This part is all, again, it's just chanting. I'm really rushing through this. Jump, fall, stay alive, just want to save a life. It's not save a life, it should be a life. Jump, fall, stay alive, just want to save a life. Yeah, just want to be useful to somebody, just want to be helpful to somebody, to a listener, to my fellow EM members, etc. Jump, fall, left behind, just give me one more try. Like I'm trying to make up for something, right? And then there's this rap part right here, feeling less of a human, like every day I've been losing a little more of me. Stop. And then, I'm sorry, but this beggar's choosing to run away at the 11th hour, living in infamy. There's nothing left here for me. There is nothing left dear to me. So this bit is me running away, right? Giving up, running away. Because I want to escape, and then I have a moment of realization here where it turns around. I want to escape it. Nothing gets better until I make the decision to double it down and double and triple the stakes. So instead of running off, instead of like running away completely, again, back to the idea of in Black Sheep, if you retreat now, this life will never change. Nothing gets better until I make the decision to double it down and double and triple the stakes. No more half-assed anything. Just to completely be myself and chase the dreams and ideals that I want. No fence sitting. Just be who I am, regardless of anything, right? And then there's this bit here, which is actually, it's all literally just flavor. They're like, fast rap. I'm like, all right, let me try and put together some words that I can say real quick. Never give in. I'm invincible. Nobody stand in my way. I'm a criminal, because I am. Look at all the crimes I've committed. So many criminals, criminal crimes. Unwinnable battles cover the city in syllables. This is kind of an imagery that I like to imagine of this incredible lyrical battle above. Spiritual lyrical. You did it well live, actually. Yeah, that was complete accident. I say complete accident, but I have been needing to practice that song a lot because of various like television appearances, etc., and appearances in various places, so I have had to practice it quite a bit. More times often than not, I end up doing it too fast, and then I'm like 4 syllables behind. I'm like, oh shit, whoopsies. So, but yeah, unwinnable battles cover the city in syllables in a silence so deafening could never be anyone else. So this is a bit of a, I don't want to say, is it an oxymoron? Like deafening silence, but at the same time, like syllables covering the city, right? It's like intense. It's all just imagery. BS. So I'm a criminal now. I'm in Advent. They caught me. Yeah. But maybe I just envision this battle of words that is so intense that like it can't be heard by anyone, you know? Lyrics and syllables flying all over the place, you know? It's cool. But there's no deep meaning to it. So, could never be ever be anyone else. Being resolute with the fact that I am myself and I want to create things that only I can make. I want to rap and sing things that I say only me. I want people to try, of course, but I'm gonna give them a challenge. And then there's brave hito ga hito. The most replayed part, of course, is the fast rap. Of course, that is the most brave. People hurt people. People hurt people. Love and dreams. Da 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 da, and keep wearing them. Still dreaming you'll accept me. Despite everything, I still dream that you guys will accept me, though I'm imperfect and though I say in shambles, you know, we've been through some shit, right? It hurts, but I want you to smile. So this is the bit that TK-san was like, yeah, we should have it turn around and reflect back to the listener, right? I want you to smile at the end of all of it, you know, to bring it back to you guys. Then, yeah, I want you to smile. Then we immediately go into me saying you're not special. Just for the record, this is a very, I want to say, it's not at people. It is a commentary about myself and everyone, right? Where to begin in this wicked world, there's a million others just like you, which is also very kind of self-explanatory, right? There's a million others that are just like you. And then this bit here, you talk too much, you're all out of touch. Saru mawashi no saru ni naranai sonzai. The existence of somebody who will not be a dancing monkey is what that means. The existence of someone who will not be a dancing monkey. This song touches on a topic that I feel like, believe it or not, it is not about my label. Just to get that out there, it is not about the label. But it is about something else. There's this feeling of being just a means to an end for everybody else to succeed. So kind of you're being used as a connection point so that everybody else may succeed. Yeah, Final Fantasy. They got me. Being used as a connection point, and that's like you're a pawn, basically. You have one purpose, which is to be a stepping stone, right? Which I kind of get into here, right? It's anything goes when you're forced to create while advancing on tiptoes, referring to some of the more restrictive things I've been through, right? Actually worthless and got no purpose. If I can't write what I want, then I have no reason to keep going. At the end of the day, they will replace you and deface all your work. And so you get to a point where like you'll never return from this. You kind of have to like make or break. Is this the way that you're going to continue going, etc. Because you are replaceable, right? You're not special. None of us are. Even those plagued by stop going and rushing into the song. Learn from us. There are things that you can learn from the things that those of us going through this are going through. Don't let yourself be a stepping stone, right? There's no rebuilding the bridges that burned for us. Or bridges they burned for us. Either works, I guess. You know, sometimes it's not always your fault for big mistakes that happen and burn bridges, etc., which sucks. So getting superfluous smiles and waves, the praise and abundance to make sure you stay. I think that this is pretty obvious for me, at least. You know, you get a lot of compliments for people that want you to stick around because you can keep doing things for them, right? I think this can also apply to anybody in their job, right? People just using nice words to make sure that you stick around because it's annoying to replace you, right? So the story goes, you're the one they'll remember. So that's kind of coming straight off of the praise and abundance to make sure you stay bit, right? Lie, call it labors of love. Why put in the effort? Why do you try? You know, at the end of the day, you try to just not do it for anyone but yourself, right? You want to just, it's a labor of love. You do it because you like making music, right? But then there's this like, why put in the effort? Like, why should I even do it? Why should I even try, right? Because you're not special. None of us are. None of us are special. Which is extremely dark and cynical. Dark and cynical. I like to believe this is not true, but I think you need to see it in context. You're not special in the context of, it needs to be in the right context. Everybody has things that make them special in their friend groups, etc. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, none of us are. It's not you, not me. Even those plagued by stardom fade into dust. Even big celebrities, big famous people will be nothing someday. That's just how it goes. And nothing matters. Who the hell else should I be? A puppet, a pawn. If I fail, I'm gone. So everyone else can be happy. This leads back to the stepping stone bit, right? I am just a connect. That's all that I exist for. To be the connection for others to succeed. Is how it feels sometimes. Callie said specifically, I'm not special. Yeah, specifically you, deadbeat. Specifically you. You're not special, so you have to make sure to work hard, put in the effort to get what you want and stand out. That is exactly it. Yep. With no question, I fall in line believing promises every time. Is another thing that I'm just not really sure I can like go super deep into here on stream, but you know, I went, you know, through some stuff, you know, believing things that I'm told. Things will get better. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Right? So I fall in line, I just do as I'm told, and I just soldier onward. Spare me your honesty because I know my place now. You don't need to be honest with me because I already know the truth. I already know what it is. Being a washed out prophecy. I know what my place is in the grand puzzle. I know how I'm thought of. I know what my place is here. It's like complacency. Very, very upsetting. Dang, it's so dark. That's not your place, Mori. I know it's not. However, the line is set in a bit of a cynical like raising my middle finger, but not in a I'm gonna do what I want way. Just a begrudging, okay, I'll do as I'm told way. Anyway. Let's see. Out of sight, out of mind. We'll never see the same view. Got so lost, so exhausted, but you can't give in. So this is basically, again, I'm having a hard time talking about it. Seeing the same view, got so lost, so exhausted. My brain is short-circuiting because I can't stick around for too much longer. I talked too long about Baldur's Gate. No! Ah! Out of sight, out of mind, being out of the view of the public eye, creating, right? But we'll never see the same view. Is what I meant by that is that you guys will never really truly see what's happening, like behind the scenes and kind of like what I'm going through, I guess. That's what I meant by that. I got so lost, so exhausted, but you can't give in. Self-explanatory. Catch on fire, you're admired, forget the ones who saved you. It's kind of talking about like, you know, what happens if, you know, get big, get viral, go crazy, go viral, go big, right? Catch on fire, right? That whole idea of like virality and whatever. You're getting admired, forgetting the ones who saved you. Don't forget the ones that were always behind you, right? That's important. There's no bias. The noblest never win, right? So we close our eyes and pretend that this might mend. Keep thinking things will get better. Right, just a means to an end. Why put up a fight then? Also self-explanatory. Same lyrics. You're not special. None of us are. Even those plagued by stardom, faded to dust. Nothing matters. How much more love can I spend? How much more longer can I keep putting myself and my soul into what I work for when I feel like sometimes I am like a puppet or a pawn, right? And if I fail, if a puppet, a pawn, if I fail, I'm gone. So everyone falling can ascend. Typically, so ascend is pronounced ascend, right? But I pronounced it ascend here, right? Just because I literally, the only reason is that I liked how it sounded. That's it. Typically I avoid getting like the syllables not how they are, but I just liked how it sounded. I was like, yeah, that sounds, that hits, you know, so I kept that there. So everyone fallen can ascend. So, I mean, yeah, this is a sad song. It's a full send. With no question I fall in line. Play my part so the chosen shine. I don't want to talk about this. It's such a grungy, edgy, like internal song. So you wrote it. I know. I wrote it so you could listen to it. I don't want to talk about it. You wrote it. Do you need a hug? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. It's just, I don't know. I also just don't want to be disrespectful. But persona non grata is a person that's like, yeah, better left out of the sun. A person that's just kind of like not generally liked, is just kind of like whatever. Hug anyways. I was watching Raise a Glass. The bad news come to pass. A million eyes demand an encore till the very last. People love seeing things crashing and burning. People love bad news. Why? Why do we love that? The million eyes demand an encore to that insanity, right? So meanwhile, I'm trying to like reach out and find my whereabouts in my own way, and each moment passing is a debt that I've got to pay because time is ephemeral, and people aren't always listening forever, right? So it becomes a debt that you have to pay. Not everyone, yeah, but a lot of people. A lot of people. Continuing onward, now just look me in the eyes. It's time they realize the mountaintop means nothing if you don't gotta climb, right? There's this whole idea that like, there's this idea that I feel it's not just artists, but I think the people in charge, etc. and whatever, right? Maybe think, get these like big collabs and like, you know, big collab promotion. It's all about who you know, etc. But what if it doesn't feel fulfilling doing well just because you didn't climb and someone just helped you get to the top? You know? Survive. They want me on your front lines so you can have what's mine, so you can take, and when it's over, leave nothing behind. So again, I'm just trying to survive here on the front lines, trying to make things that succeed, and then maybe, I don't know, it all just gets taken away. Who could say? But at the end of the day, I'm very fulfilled in what I make, so I just want to go ahead and put that little disclaimer out. I'm very happy with what I make, so it's fine, right? So the story goes, you're the one that remember, call them labors of love, why I put in the effort. That part is screamed. I really like this bit. When I scream my throat out. Sick. Out here grinding, I guess. And then a repeat of this hook right here. Hammering it back in. It's just a repeat, right? This is a very cynical song, but I think, you know, I like it a lot, personally. I'm a big fan of how the sound came together, and it's a very brutally honest song. So much so that I kind of don't want to dive too deep into it. I know everybody wants to hear Left 4 Dead Lullaby. I know everybody wants to hear about it. Now, the questions that I have to do, and also Left 4 Dead Lullaby, I'm just gonna have to do tomorrow. I have to do it tomorrow. But that's okay, because I think we're gonna play... What will we play tomorrow? We have Baldur's Gate, but we're gonna do a stream before that. Yeah, so, because I feel like if I do this now, I'm gonna rush through it, and I'm not gonna give it the attention that it deserves. And then I don't know, maybe we get more iTunes questions. Who could say? But I'll do that tomorrow. Because I want to properly talk about this song instead of rushing it. So yeah. And there will be a super chat reading stream this week around the same-ish time that we start playing Armored Core 6. I will be there no matter what. Anyway. I didn't feel the need to rush through the one that I just did. I just feel like I don't want to dive too deep into that one. It's like abunai, very, very dangerous. So maybe Final Fantasy 16 this week. I would like to play Final Fantasy 16 this week, but we will see. But with that being said, I am your Mori. Sorry that it had to be a bit of an abrupt end. I made some plans that I absolutely, with another person you guys know. I'm sure we'll talk about it later. But I'm not gonna leave her waiting. So, with that being said, look forward to the stream tomorrow. I think we might play Holocure? I don't know. And then, of course, we have Baldur's Gate as well. That'll be tomorrow, too. So basically 2 streams tomorrow, I guess. Look forward to it. It'll be fun. Either that, or I might start stream early before Baldur's Gate to talk about... We'll see. We'll see how I feel. And then answer questions before the collab. I don't know. We'll see. But have a great day, you guys. Thanks for stopping by to listen to what I had to say about this thing that I made that I'm very proud of. I'm really happy with it. So, Holocure has more active players than Overwatch 2 now. I believe it. Take care, everybody. Thank you for coming. Goodbye, everyone, and peace. I hope this was insightful. We still have more to talk about, though, so get ready. Bye-bye. Peace out. Goodbye.